Hey y'all, thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you guys had the most excellent day today. So for today's video, I actually got recently tagged by my main man, Cain the Circle, in a tag list with a whole bunch of questions. There's like a bajillion of these things, like 3 pages worth, to answer for you guys on the thing. And I'm not going to turn down a tag like this. So without further ado, let's go through these questions and see what my answers are. So the first one is, how did you find the fandom? Well, that's pretty simple. I found it through a webcomic called The Whiteboard, which is about paintballing animals. I used to love paintball. I saw this comic. I had to check it out, and lo and behold, they were talking about furries. So I googled furries. Now, a little hint, back in the early 2000s, googling furries, not such a great idea as it is today. So next question up is, what does the fandom mean to you? To me, the fandom is just a place where I can meet some most excellent dudes, have a good laugh, and probably get very drunk at conventions. It's just a whole bunch of people I enjoy hanging with. There's not really much more to it than that. That's all it needs to be for me. How long have you been part of the fandom? Oh Christ. Let's see. I found The Whiteboard back in about 2004. I got into it and I found out about furries about 2005-ish. Yeah, about 17 years-ish. How has the furry fandom impacted your life, for better or worse? Definitely better. I mean, the biggest impact it's had is I found my partner through the furry fandom. As you all know, Conifer from Conifer's Creations, the person who made my most excellent suit. I encountered her through the furry fandom, obviously. Yeah, that is the biggest impact of my life. The other thing is I've been all over the world to meet all sorts of weirdos on the internet in real life. Like Anthropon and Eurofursuiters and, you know, Scotland. Why else would I go to Scotland? There's nothing in Scotland except furcons and Scottish people and haggis. So yeah, it's had a massive impact on my life. How integral to your personality is being a furry? Crikey. I don't know, because I can't really be a judge of my personality. I would say it's pretty integral, because everyone I know knows I'm a furry. My mother knows I'm a furry. My boss knows I'm a furry. The people who work for me know I'm a furry. It's not like it's a secret, and I'm always off going and doing furry shit. And if I see a fox, I'll be like, oh look, a fox. And yeah, I think it's fairly integral. You know, it's not the defining part of me, but it's up there, man. Favorite parts of the fandom? Well, pretty much everything but the gnarly parts are my favourite parts. The fandom is such an amazing place. I really love conventions and fur meets and meeting furries in real life and then getting drunk with them. But generally, the whole fandom is pretty cool. Most disliked part of the fandom? Oh, crikey. Probably the gnarly people, like, you know, the people who really make me just want to punch them. Like zoos and pedos who have somehow snuck in. I don't really consider them part of the fandom though. They're just annoyingly there. But those definitely are the ones that annoy me the most. They're the disliked part. Would you change anything about the fandom and why? Crikey. You know what, that's a really, really difficult question. I'm going to pass on that because nothing's come to mind right now. So yeah, on to the next question. What other fandoms are you a part of? Crikey. The Lost Fleet. It's a sci-fi, in fact, sci-fi fandom I'd say I'm part of. I love science fiction, you know, military sci-fi, that kind of stuff. Fandoms as such though, what am I part of? Not really much. It's just furry. Yeah, I suppose Doctor Who to an extent, up until they brought Matt Smith in because he has a weird face. But yeah, that'll do. Best furry experience. That's a difficult one, man. Maybe getting up on stage in Eurofursuit's 2008 or 9, 2009. Getting up on stage and opening for Uncle Kage when he did his story hour in front of about 1,500 furries and telling a joke. That was a pretty banging experience. I mean, there's been others though. I mean, that's difficult. Fursuiting for the first time, when Conifer surprised me with this fursuit, that was a pretty big deal to me too. There's a lot, dude. There's a lot of experiences that are really cool. Worst furry experience. Oh, crikey. This is furry adjacent, not actual part of the fandom, but getting caught with a combat knife on an international flight going to Anthrocon, pretty gnarly experience, dude. Yeah. Have you been to any furry cons? If yes, how many? I've been to a fuck ton of furry cons. I've been to Anthrocon twice, Eurofurence like 3 times, ScotiaCon once, Confuzzled like a dozen times, maybe half a dozen. I don't know, I am not counting that one. And RBW back when it existed, that was a good con. Yeah, I've been to a fair number of furry cons. I want to go to more, especially like the Japanese meeting of furries. I really want to get over to that at some point. I'd like to go to Anthrocon again. Yeah, I've been to a lot of cons. I want to go to more. Oh, I missed one. Opinion on furry cons. Good laugh. Yeah, definitely a good laugh. American cons are a lot more family friendly, I find. British cons are a lot more drink friendly. And German cons are just a piss up with fursuits. But yeah, I absolutely love conventions. They are so much fun and I really enjoy going to them. Anyway, back on track. Opinions on minors in the fandom. Well, they're welcome to join the fandom, just stay away from the 18+ parts. I got no issue with minors being in the fandom. I mean, a lot of furries join as minors anyway. The hard part is making sure they don't get involved in any of the adult shit until they're adults. That's my personal opinion and I'm sticking to it. Do you think you'll always be part of the fandom? But I am dying and being buried in my fursuit. I shit you not. I will always be part of this fandom because it's such a great place to be. Opinions on Popufurs? Well, I'm gonna annoy a lot of people with this one, but personally I quite like Popufurs. I haven't got to know a whole bunch of them through this whole YouTube gig. I realise that the stereotype of Popufurs being arseholes is entirely true, but with merit. I'm joking. Popufurs, the ones that I've met, have actually been really decent to me. I've chatted with them in chats. They've helped me. Like, there's some really popular furries who have genuinely just helped me out with my videos. Like, between you and me and the internet, Odin Wolf actually gave me a fuck ton of advice on my thumbnails recently. So, they're actually really decent. The stereotype that they got, I think, is undeserved. I think most Popufurs are actually decent dudes. If you could meet any furry, who would it be? If I could meet any... Are we talking about, like, furries as in members of the Furry Fandom? Or furries as in fluffy characters? Because if it's fluffy characters, definitely Robin Hood. Because, he's kind of the reason, well, one of the reasons I kind of got into this. Furries as in people. Oh, crikey. I've met most of them. That is a difficult one. Okay, he's not technically a furry, but he is the reason I'm here, and that is the writer of the whiteboard, Doc Nickel. If I could meet any real-life person who is, comes under the furry banner, so to speak, it would be him, because he's a top-class dude, and I really would like to meet him someday. Favourite furry artists? Stripe. Stripe is up there. Stripe does some fucking shit artwork. I absolutely adore her artwork. Terranon, I recently got some gift art from Terranon. Absolutely adore her work as well. One you may not have heard of, Mother Satana. Go check her out. She's some, top. Just check out any of my top 5 artist videos. They're all excellent recommendations. You'll really need to check them out. Favorite furry YouTubers? Me? Can I suggest me? Come on. Let me suggest myself. Okay, I'm not quite that big-headed. Definitely, I quite enjoy Hood and the Hound. I enjoy Ash Coyote. Oh, crikey, what's that? Sherbet Shenanigans. Okay, you all need to go check out Sherbet Shenanigans right now. It's the most I absolutely adore their fursuit. You know, really, really cool. Favorite fursuiters? Definitely Conifer from Conifer's Creations, the person who made my amazing suit. Definitely one of my absolute favorite fursuiters. Sherbet does some amazing fursuit videos. Hund does some hilarious fursuit videos, especially when he's wearing a maid dress. Okay, who's that Japanese fursuit? I don't know the name offhand. Who's been doing all these epic breakdancing and shit on video, and then teaming up with like Japanese J-pop stars and stuff to do videos. That's some shit artwork, dudes. Favorite? Oh, I missed one. Favorite fursuit maker? Conifer's Creations, without a doubt. There's no question about it. Go check her out right now. Link is in the description below. Opinion on those who hate the furry fandom. Fight me. Come on. I'm always in Cardiff. Come down to Cardiff. You can't miss me. I'm always wearing this jacket too. Come and fight me if you have an issue. Okay, we're on to part 2. Like I said, there's a lot of these questions, Cain. What the hell? There's so many questions here. Part 2. Your Fursona and you. Do you have a Fursona? Yes. I have multiple Fursonas. They represent different parts of me, I guess. I mean, I have Shrapnel, which is my annoying side. I guess I have Kitty. And I have a few others. You know, I have like Marshall. And these are like my main Fursonas. And then I got a metric fuck ton of side characters. And don't get me started on adoptables, right? I cannot walk past a cute fox adoptable without being like, I'm buying that. That's mine now. I have a horde of fox adoptables. Most of them female, because female is, you know, a little bit cuter. So, no, you called me out on that. That's not fair. Next question. How did you decide on your Fursona species? How did I decide on my Fursona species? Well, I like foxes, and the character that inspired me from the whiteboard was Swampy, the fox. So I kind of, you know, fell into that one. Yeah. And then obviously becoming a kitsune, well, I like foxes that cause mischief. So, yeah. Okay, here comes the difficult part, dudes. The most difficult part of this whole quiz. Changing pages in Fursuit pause. This is a ball ache, let me tell you right now. Come on, just one. Oh, have I got it? Don't lose the other sheets. Still, no. Oh. Hey, I did it. Whoa. Okay. How did you design your Fursuit? Oh, crikey. Okay, when I first started, he was literally just a red fox. I just decided to switch the colour, so the red became black, the black bits became red, and then I chucked some red hair on, and I'm like, three tails, that's me. That is literally how I designed my persona. There was no thought going into it. Empty head, you know, that'll do kind of deal. Do you have more than one Fursona? Yes, I do. I have Shrapnel, obviously. And as I mentioned, Kitty and Marshall and a whole bunch of others. Obviously the main other one is Kitty. That's the one you're most likely to see. And a lot of people seem to be pushing femboy Shrapnel online recently, which is kind of weird. Because I've been getting a ton of compliments for that, and it's like, I don't get compliments very often, so it's like, well, this is a bit awkward. And anyway, on to the next question. Has your Fursona changed over time? Yes, it has. It started much darker, much edgier. The black bits had little red, like, edges to them. The hair was, like, white tipped and stuff. And, you know, very edgy to begin with. And it's just kind of evolved a little bit at a time until I got my fursuit, when it took a massive shift because Conifer, she looked at my Fursona and she compared it to a real fox, and she adjusted it to be like, you know, a bit more realistic in the fur patterns. And that was when the biggest change, it went from being like virtually black to being this lovely shade of silver. Because obviously I am a silver fox. I am amazing like that. So yeah, it has changed quite a bit. Meaning behind your Fursona name. Well, my Fursona used to have a completely different name. I used to be known as Miyu, which was because I joined an IRC chat and then you put my username as me and everyone called me you. And I'm like, no, I'm me. And they're like, yeah, you. And I'm like, no, me. And they're like, you. I'm like, me, you. Yeah. But Shrapnel kind of came about because I got zucked on my Miyu account and I'm like, I need to create a new Facebook account. And I took the name of my werewolf, which was named Shrapnel, for no real reason, and went with that. There is no reason behind the name Shrapnel Varga other than I liked Shrapnel, and Varga means wolf in like Old Norse. Even though I'm a fox, don't read too much into it. I am a fox, I'm not a wolf. Do you prefer being called your persona name or your real name? Okay, no one calls me my real name except my mother and my boss. And half the time my boss doesn't. No one really calls me Shrapnel other than at Furmeets. Most people I know call me Fox. Most people I know call me Fox. Or Shrapnel. Yeah, so I definitely go by those more than my real name. With the exception being legal proceedings and at work. And even at work, there's quite a few people who call me Fox because I work with 6 other furries. In the government, we're taking over, dudes. If you could turn into your Fursona, but it would be forever, would you? Definitely, dudes. The dangerous part is which Fursona would I turn into? Because, you know, I've got multiple, and if I push a button and end up the wrong Fursona, that could be awkward. But yeah, definitely, without a doubt, I would press a button in a heartbeat. What's your favourite animal? Oh, this is obvious. What is my favourite animal? Fox. Clearly, I'm a fox. Although, cats are a close second, because I have 2 cats and they're adorable. What is your favourite Fursona species? Other than your... Okay, that's pretty good. Other than your own, my favourite Fursona species, I quite enjoy Yinglets, because... they're just hilarious little doofy buggers who get all over the place and cause chaos. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Yinglets. Are you another kid? No, I'm not another kid. Pretty simple, that one. Do you wear furry apparel, i.e. ears, tails, etc. in public? Kind of. I used to have a couple of pins on my battle jacket, and I will quite often wear furry t-shirts, but generally I don't wear ears and tails or anything like that in public, unless I'm out fursuiting, in which case, you know, I wear my fursuit in public. I've worn it to Zoom calls at work for a laugh. Do you or have you ever done roleplay online with other furries? Of course I have. I'm a furry. I've been in the furry 17 years. You know, the first few years of being in the fandom were hella cringe. Of course I did roleplay. Wait, what are you asking me that for? It's obvious, dude. Pretty much every furry out there has at some point. Opinions on fursuits. Fucking love them. Absolutely love my fursuit. Love a lot of fursuits. You know, even especially handmade, homemade fursuits where the dudes just made it themselves. I think that takes an extra special credit because, you know, you're not just paying someone else to do it. You are, you know, making an effort. Not to besmirch like people who just buy their fursuits. They are well cool too. But yeah. Have you ever fursuited? Have I ever fursuited? What? Have I? I don't know. Have I ever fursuited? I can't tell. I might have fursuited. I'm not entirely sure, dudes. Do you own any fursuits? Two. I own 2 fursuits. This one and my green doggo. I hope to get more fursuits. I'd like to get, you know, a werewolf fursuit. I'd like to get Kitty. I'd really love to get Kitty made of the fursuit. That'd be pretty cool. Favorite furry social media platform. Norman, I would have said before Facebook, but I am erring more towards Twitter recently. But furry specific, I'm going to say Furfinity, even though it is a burning, you know, dumpster fire of a social media. It has cute pictures and I can sell my art there. Do you have separate social media accounts for your furry site? No, everything's on Shrapnel Varga. Even the people I work with know my furry social media. Do your family and friends know you are a furry? Kind of. I've told them. They've seen the photos from Nsfw, they know about it. They're mostly oblivious to what it entails because, well, I don't think my mum really remembers much about it. Let's have a look. Have you ever been bullied for being a furry? No one's got the fucking guts to bully me, let me tell you that right now. I am a 6'1" former squatty. If anyone tried bullying me for being a furry, I'd probably, you know, knock him out or something. No one's been dumb enough to try bullying me for being a furry. Do you have any IRL furry friends, or are they mostly online? Bit of both, 50-50. Obviously I work with 6 other furries. I go to local fur meets IRL, so there's a lot of furries there. I've corrupted people in other jobs to be furries. I've corrupted friends to be furries. I have a lot of IRL furry friends. So it's about 50-50 whether they're online or, you know, in real life. Favourite furry movies, TV shows, books and games. My favourite furry TV shows, books, movies and games. Robin Hood, Zootopia. Expeditionary Force. Every 3rd species is a bloody animal. Talking animals, talking hamsters, talking killer evil kitties, gambling beetles. If any show was to become a most excellent furry TV show or film, it would be Expeditionary Force, and I would fucking love to see that adapted someday. Paws or Maws? Or are you on a different team? Yeah, I'm on a different team. Team breasts. Yeah. Or thighs. Thighs are good. Yeah. Not really much of a maw fan. Whenever my cats yawn, my first instinct is just stick a finger in there. So if I saw, you know, some furry yawning wide open maw, I'd be like, finger. And then they'd be like, ah, ah, ah. So yeah, and paws, well, I like squishing beans, but you know, every furry does that. I don't have a paw thing, that's for sure. Have you ever commissioned furry art? Dude! I've commissioned so much furry art. I'm not joking. And I've got so much random gift art, and I've been commissioned for furry art. So yeah, I have. Yeah. Have you ever made a fursuit? I tried 15 years ago. It went terribly. And now though, okay, I'm currently making a fursuit with the help of Popufurs Creations, and it is turning out absolutely... It will be for sale soon. I want all y'all to check it out when I put it up. It is obviously a fox. It is adorable. I've been sharing the occasional work in progress here, but you will see it soon. I'm hoping to have it up for sale within the next month, and you are gonna fucking love it. Any advice for other furries? Any advice for other furries? Don't be ashamed of being a furry. Just fucking go with it. Enjoy yourself. Have a good laugh. Don't let anyone else's opinions get you down. And if anyone comes at you with a gnarly opinion in real life, just, you know, kind of, you get the idea. Part 3. Sexuality and the fandom. Question 1. Are you LGBTQIA+? Technically yes, I'm a boyosexual, which means I'm mostly straight with one exception. That is Conifer, because they are non-binary. So yeah, I guess I am. Do you enjoy Nsfw furry content? Yeah, I do actually. I don't have an issue with it. Obviously, as long as it's kept to the adults, I don't have a problem with people enjoying a little bit of adult fun. It's the thing with humans is we will sexualize everything from cars to cucumbers. I've said this before and I'll say it again. So of course there's going to be a sexual side to the furry fandom, and I have no issue with that. Do you keep your socials SFW? Yes, I do. I try and avoid Nsfw stuff. I may occasionally share a little bit of Nsfw artwork in that, but nothing major. So yeah, I generally keep it safe for work. Mostly because I have work colleagues on there and I don't want to be harassing them with the latest, you know, butt pic of some random furry. So yeah. Is the fandom a sexual thing for you? No. No, it is not. I enjoy the sexual side of it occasionally. But for the most part, for the greater part, the furry fandom is not a sexual thing for me. It's just something to have fun. Usually meet up with other furries and get drunk. I know a lot of other furries are thinking, oh, meet up with other furries and get boned. But no, it's just a laugh for me. It's just a bunch of people having a good time. Online, in real life, enjoying artwork, enjoying drinks. It's not a sexual thing for me. I'm sorry for anyone who thinks it is, but it's not. Do you think kink and not safe for work stuff belongs in furry cons? Behind barriers. Now, if you ever go to places like, Confuzzled and Anthicon and that, they do have like a separate sectioned off section for the not safe for work artwork. And I think that's the way it should be. I don't want to ban people from enjoying that stuff at conventions, but keep it private, because obviously there are going to be people who don't want to see that shit at a furry con. Most people want to go to a furry con to enjoy themselves, chill out, get drunk and have a good time. I'm not saying ban the stuff, but keep it behind closed doors, especially places like Anthicon where they have minors present. It's it's not a 16+, it's a bring your kids if you want to type con. It should definitely be kept out of sight for that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's my answer. Has the fandom helped you with your sexuality and or gender identity? Not really. A lot of people have tried to turn me gay over the last 15 to 17 years. Lance Parker, I'm looking specifically at you. This guy has been sending me gay furry femboy porn for the last 10 years. Non-stop, every single day he sends me random images trying to get me to like that kind of stuff. They've tried, they've failed. It hasn't really changed my sexuality. Other than, when my other half came out as non-binary, obviously I had to, adjust myself for that. But yeah, have you ever been harassed for your sexuality or gender by other furries? Well, okay, there is way too many straight furry memes. Just saying. I don't have an issue with you guys, but come on guys. Would you date a furry? Okay, this is a dumb question. I am a furry. I am currently with another furry. Of course, I would date another furry. Would you date a non-furry? Okay, well, if something ever happened to Conifer, like she died or something, probably not. To be honest, nah, I'm pretty chill where I am. I'm not going to be dating nobody else. Final question. Is being furry something to come out as? Now that is a big question in the fandom. I'm tempted to make that as a separate video, but long and short of it is, nah dog, it's just a hobby. Just kind of go with it. You don't need to come out as a furry. So yeah, that is all of the questions done. I believe I have to tag 5 people. So let me think. I'm gonna tag Lord Suka, Caro the Carolean, Hunda the Hound, me should be barking, why the hell not? Who else? Crikey, this is a tough one. Who should I annoy with this one? I'm gonna tag Lil Jono, and I'm gonna give a quick shout out here. Lil Jono, answer these questions. Link for all you guys is down below to the original questions. Go check them out. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, consider dropping a like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Consider joining my Patreon, and consider joining my Discord. We have had a few hate attacks recently on my Discord, so this invite down below is going to expire in 7 days. Other than that though, I hope you guys have a most excellent day, an amazing weekend, and I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Take care, ta-ra.